Hello, my favorite students. We're gonna make a sushi dish today. We're gonna use slabs, we're gonna use texture, and we are going to use slump molding. Are you ready for this? The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna learn how to make a slab by throwing the clay. So, where's my wire tool? There it is. So I take a piece of clay. I like to wedge it up real good. Kind of annoying. Alright. I'm going to wedge my clay. And then I'm going to throw... Oh well. I'm going to throw the slab. Okay. So I pat the clay into a nice little ball, and then kind of flatten it out. It's going to make a really big slab. Maybe I should cut it in half. Well, here, we'll just do this one, and then I'll make another one if I need to. This is how you throw a slab. So you put the clay out, you hold the clay out like that and slap down on the table. I keep rotating it. To me, this gives a lot better slab than using a rolling pin with enough practice. Like it's not easy to make a slab this way. Look at that. What do you know? I can use that slab for my sushi dish. But before I decide exactly what my sushi dish is going to look like, I want to experiment with some texture. So, to do that, I'm going to take another piece of clay. I'm going to throw another slab. This time I'm going to make the slab really thin. It's really fun to see how thin you can throw a slab. You'd be surprised how big you can get a slab. Okay, let's do a smaller one this time only. I'm going to use like half the clay. So check this out. How big a slab do you think this piece can make? I'm looking for a number, like how many square miles. Just kidding, I don't know what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. Ready? When you throw a slab, you got to be careful not to throw it straight down or it will stick to the table. Remember, you go out and just toss it down. Don't toss it hard, you just let it kind of drop. How big do you think this can go? Talking a 12-inch pizza, 24-inch. Look at that. I could keep going. This one I'm going to go thin. I'm not planning on using this for anything other than experimenting with texture. So Oh, look at that. Okay, so let's play with some texture. You guys, texture is where it's at with ceramics. It's all about texture. So I have some things here. These are sort of my texture inspiration boxes. Seashells are really good textures. I love rocks. I love rocks with fossils in them. That's a really cool texture. That's like the bottom of the ocean at one point. Muddy texture. Kind of reminds me of elephant skin. How cool is that? That, to me, looks like a fossilized Cheerio. How about that? I also have other things that I love to look at the textures, like a piece of bark from a tree. It's really cool textures. Okay, this might be kind of gross, but a bone. Look at the inside of that bone. I don't know. Can you see that? How does that look?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. These are all things that I find for inspiration. Also, we can use our stamps that we made in class as textures. So, use my stamp. That's pretty cool. What about this? How about this rolling stamp? It's like a trail of elephants. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Seashells. Cool texture. Let's try this piece of wood. I've seen better. You win some, you lose some, right? Here's a cool one, another shell. Ooh, that's a cool texture. Kind of looks like a fingerprint. How about your shoes? Shoes would be a good texture, right? I could make a sushi dish. It's a Vans sushi dish. It's a pretty worn out shoe. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that back on. All right. What else could we use for texture? How about, that might be kind of cool. How could I do that? A rolling pin would be really helpful right about now. I could press it in with my hand. Wow, that's kind of nice. How about this? You know what? I think I want to get a rolling pin. Push that right in there. That's kind of cool. So there's a lot of room here I could play with. I could try some more textures. What about this? This is a spring that I stretched out. Tell me this isn't one of the coolest things you've ever seen in your life. Watch this. I get really excited about texture. I can hardly even control myself. Okay, check it out. What kind of texture do you think this will even make? Can you see it? Are you close?
Yeah.
Here, Sophia, could you hold this like that? Just hold it right there. Okay, you ready? Get ready for it. What? Are you serious? Okay, so this is kind of a thick piece of clay, but look what I can do. Oh, please. Oh, how cool is this? Oh my gosh, that would be the coolest little dish. But I need to give it some shape. So once you have your slab textured, you can take the slab and roll or put it into a slump mold. So get a shot of these. You can these are all different things that could be used for a slump mold. We use the same sort of thing with the press molds, but you can use this might be a good one for that, or I could use this. That's too little. I could use this. It's a piece of bisqueware that's been trimmed off. I could use the inside of it. Like, I don't want to smash my design on the outside, but I could just lay that in here. And it just gives it a little bit of a form, like a bowl form, a plate. You just don't want your plates to be flat. If there's any juices or anything that on the food, they would flow right off if they're flat. So I want to give it a little bit of form, and that's going to be a pretty cool plate, I think. I like ones that, like, you can get really clean with the edges, or you can leave them. This is kind of organic. The edge is kind of organic. It's not really clean. It's more like this one right here. Here's one that was made with that same technique. Right? Has a little crack, so this plate didn't turn out, but it's really cool, like, to serve like food on there, so it's awesome. If it didn't have that crack. Here's some more examples. Here's another. It might be more like a sushi dish. That just has the plate was formed on a slump mold, and feet were added later. Does that make sense? And so the stamp was used. A stamp was used to create that pattern or that texture. There's a lot of them here. Lots of different types of feet. See that? And so that's your assignment, is to make. You're going to make 2 plates with a soft slab of clay. They don't have to be sushi dishes, but I mean, that's one type of dish that it could be. They don't have to be square either. Most of these are rectangular. They can be whatever shape you want, just as long as they have a nice, good, slumped form. Okay? We don't want any juices flowing off the edge. These might even just be cookie dishes or something, and that's cool. I'm going to let this get leather hard, and as soon as it's leather hard, I'm going to take it off of the mold and I will add feet to it. You already know how to add feet, so there you go. What do you think? Play with texture. Play with texture. Have fun with texture. This will definitely take a lot of practice. It's not something that you can just immediately catch on to. I really like that. Dang, I like that a lot. I love this edge. It's so cool. Maybe I should do a deeper one. What do you think? So you can find like different forms over there on the shelves. What do you think?